Okay everyone, and welcome back to our tutorial on Magento. Last time we went over some of the shipping and payment options for Magento, and with that we can basically we have basically gone over all the basic key points to running a web store. We know how to install it, we know how to set it up, we know how to add a category and a product there, and now we know how to manage the shipping and payment options and how to accept an order. And now the last two parts of this tutorial series will focus more on customizing and personalizing your site. And first, in this video we will go over some of the options the CMS tab offers us, mostly the static block and widget. We will mainly focus on those. First we could have a quick glimpse into these pages. These pages are basically just pages of code. If you want to have separate pages, you will just create them here. They're self-explanatory. Let's have a quick look at us. For example, about us. Here we can see our content. This is where we would have some information on our store. It's this gibberish about nothing at this moment. And if we look at our own page and we have a look at here in the footer, we look at about us, we can see this is all the content that's in the pages. So we can just that is where you manage these, and you can create these. It's very simple. You just fill in some information if you want. You can have some like permissions and content permissions and rules of your site or something like that, or just like have a blog site, or maybe have like tips on clothing or whatever you're doing. And now we could move on to the static block, which is the main point of this tutorial episode, and let's go there. Here we see some of the pre-existing that Magento installs by itself. The main one is the footer links. We can have a quick look at our site. Here we see this is the static block of the footer links. Static block it's a static block of code which you can have your sites call whenever you need them. For example, we have this footer link. It's instead of having it in the same place as all this information about us, we simply have every page, we have this code done separately, and every page automatically calls it to fill in the footer. So let's start and create our own new block. We will be creating just a simple banner for our website, have a title there and maybe a picture of more shoes to keep with the theme of our store. And let's call it just tutorial banner. You can name it whatever you want. It doesn't display on the page. Identifier, let's just call it tutorial. And this is what we need to know when we link it with a widget to display it where we want it. Here, let's fill in. Let's just write something like shoe store grand opening. Let's pretend we're opening our shoe store. And here you can see all the options. You can add anything, text, videos, links, whatever you want to this text box, and then have it show up on the site. You can have like ads, or banners is a good one, or you might even create some like navigational parts. And here you see all your tools. We could, like, for example, edit the CSS of this text. Just pick something, Verdana, and we'll give it good size, and let's underline that. Let's apply. Okay. Here we see our text, and now it would display And let's add a picture. Some of the options to for links and videos and pictures might have some slight problems. I'm not quite sure if it's the community edition of Magento or it's something to do with the connection to cPanel. But for example, the simplest way I found out to just add a picture is basically just drag and drop. We have some of our pictures here. We'll drag this picture of shoes I had prepared earlier, and yeah, here we see it's just a picture. I'll make that slightly smaller. You shouldn't stretch the image, but that'll do for us this time. That looks good. We'll have that on our home page. Let's save that now. Now we have created the block. Now we need to add a widget that calls up this block we created. And for that we will go to CMS. We'll go widgets. And in here we have no widgets yet. And in here we will add a new widget instance. In here you need to, let's see what we got. Widgets can be plenty of, they're small independent program or blocks of code or features you want to add anywhere on your site. Might be different links or something like that. Probably we will select static block because we want to link the static block we created to our site, so we will go with static block. And then we need to design the theme, choose the theme we are using. If you remember from the products video, it's this RWD default. That is the default theme that Magento installs itself with. And then we just click on continue. Okay. And now we need to title this, we'll call it tutorial widget. We don't need to fill in anything to sort order. And this is layout updates. It's misleading the title, but here we choose where we want this layout or the thing we are calling up to show up. So we add a layout update. You can have plenty of alright, let's see. Here we could choose if we would be some feature. If we had like downloadable products, you could have some like pop-up thing that says some of the rights and conditions on ordering downloadable products that it wouldn't show up on normal products. But we're posting this on our home page, so we'll select specified page. Alright. Then we need to select the page. There's lots of options in here. I think it's the CMS homepage. You can have a look around and try. There's many of these wouldn't show up anywhere at this moment because we don't have all the layout, but it offers you as an option. We'll select that, and then we need to select where on that page do we want it to show up, in the footer or cart or top, bottom, where we want. We'll put it in the main content area, which is right in the middle. And then we will actually need to call up the static block we just created. For that we go to widget options and we just select the tutorial banner we created. And quickly back in here you could add more layouts to wherever you want it to show up, so it's not just one. And now we will save this and save this. Let's see if it shows up. I think we do believe we need to clear our cache. That's usually when you change something with codes. Yes, we need to go back to we see here it's giving us some error message every time you create a new block. You need to clear your cache. Now we just click our cache management. you can go through the system and then cache management as well. We see 2 of them are invalid, some layout and HTML blocks, so we'll just select all, flush our cache. Give it a second, see, we're all enabled now. And now we can just refresh our page. Alright, here we get our banner and or our title and our simple banner. You can create much better artwork than this. I just dropped it off from somewhere. Could create actually Photoshop, remove some of them, have a title there, created a link to our like store products, but this is just the point of this is just to point out where everything is and how we create it. So now we have created a static block. We know how to call it up. We know most of the things we need to do for this. And that would conclude this video. Just want to say, just every time you do this, remember to flush the cache. It's an easy step to forget. It's good to do every time you see it, just to make sure everything's working just fine. And that will be this for this episode, and I will see you in the next and last one of this tutorial. Alright? Thank you.